Hey everybody, it's Chugga Conroy. Welcome back to more Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon. Last time, we defeated King Boo, the Master of Illusions, and saved not only our brother, but also this entire dimension. This time, we're here to see just what aftermath is in store for us. How about we get into it? After defeating King Boo, first thing you're gonna notice is not only him sticking his tongue out at you on the file load screen, but also an EGAD emblem of sorts. Of course you get one for beating King Boo, but you'll get a second one for getting all triple star ranks on every mission. Once again, that is all you get. It is not worth it. You'll get a third one for completing the vault. That is every gem, every ghost, every Boo. Good luck. Should you get all three of them, your only reward is the frame on the file load screen turning gold. Yeah, how gaudy. And wow, almost 33 hours of playtime. I know that I had to replay some missions here and there, and I did do a bunch of multiplayer stuff, and we also did have some multiplayer recordings fail, as you might know, but dang, that's definitely a plus of this game over the original Luigi's Mansion. That game would not have lasted you even 1/6 that amount of time. Let's go in, though. You can now select the final boss fight anytime you want to, as you would expect, so you don't need to play the Nightmare each and every time you want to do it. You can also see the name of the mission, and also the description of "This is it, Luigi, it's time for you to stop King Boo," or something or other. You got some records there, pretty basic. There's not any gems to collect here, thank goodness. I would really hate it if I had to go through specific paths on those Katamari segments. It really is just what I'm gonna call it, I'm sorry. And because both missions are now separated, you might be wondering what happens if you go back in and defeat the Nightmare. Since before, King Boo was able to stop us going back through the Pixelator. And did I really? Yes, triple star rank, wow! One more in there for good measure in a bonus video that's not even part of the main series. Just had to do it. No purple blocks here. Get that start to skip off of my screen. We haven't seen this cutscene yet. Phew, you made it back this time. Welcome back, kiddo. Did you manage to capture any new ghosts with the Poltergust 5000? I figured as much. Well, at least you get to sharpen your skills by facing off against the most powerful possessor again. Be honest, Luigi. You went back through that portal just for the adrenaline rush, didn't you? Oh, you've come a long way, you wild thrill seeker, you. Never thought I'd see the day. Just a fun little detail, another really cool thing that they really didn't need to go out of their way to do, but it adds a lot of charm that they did. Your reward for catching all the Boos and beating all the missions in Treacherous Mansion is not shown to you that you've unlocked it right away when you beat the game. You have to actually scroll down yourself and see that you now have Terrifying Invasion. We have an emergency! The periscope is detecting a whopping paranormal signals in the mansion. Luigi, the end is near. Haven't we kind of already done this? Yeah, I don't feel any need to play all of the bonus missions. I at least wanted to show that they were there and catch all the Boos, but they're just kind of all the same thing we've already seen from the first bonus mission we did. We've seen these mansions already. I don't think I would have anything meaningful to say about them, so not really sure if we're gonna tackle those today. A minor but still helpful thing to know that I didn't talk about up to this point is that in Scare Scraper, let's say that you're playing online with randoms and you got no way to talk to them, but you want to get them over to a room so that you can push the objective further. If you tap on the touchscreen, they will see the pulse that you have tapped, and Luigi will utter a very nice, "Over here." It's no, but it'll do. I guess for the next topic at hand, we could go down to the vault. We're kind of moving through these topics fast. Something tells me this video is not very long, and I haven't even finished recording it yet. I just wanted to show that EGAD is not as dumb as he looks. He knew what he was saying when he was writing this text here. It's kind of cute when you go back and you look at it. Also, King Boo does not have any sort of bio whatsoever. Presumably, he already escaped in the time of this credit so they can have another sequel. However, that's actually about it for what's in the actual game. You can see our stacks of fat cash over there, but Nothing else, really. If you're curious what the full Boo canister looks like, there you go. Slows down the frame rate quite a bit. I had some people saying, like, hey, is my 3DS the only one that slows down? Nah, it's just that I wasn't scrolling around in those end slates. 32 out of 32. Not bad. Not bad at all. Something I did want to draw attention to in the vault, however, even though we haven't completed this and we won't be getting every single one of them, are the ghosts that only appear in Scare Scraper. We saw a handful of these in the Scare Scraper challenges that we did, but there are a ton of these, and there was no way we were ever going to show all of them without playing the Scare Scraper upwards of 50 plus times, and I think it might get just a little bit stale if we actually did that. So instead, I think I'll just show you some examples of ones we haven't seen. They're all reskins of the 5 main types of ghosts, so there's nothing we haven't seen here in the way of actual different ghosts, but they look different. They fit into different themes. There's a gold theme, a modern clothing theme, a floral pattern theme, some that resemble food, which is probably my favorite. There's others that are dressed for Halloween and look really cool, others that are dressed like bugs, some that look like marine life, and others that look like sporting goods. And then, of course, there's animal prints as well. And I guess for the last thing that I'm going to be talking about in the way of miscellaneous topics are some various Easter eggs that you can see in the backgrounds of some cutscenes as some little details. Now, these are going to be spoilers for the original Luigi's Mansion. That is why I didn't want to talk about these until now. I had lots of people pointing them out to me in the comments saying like, hey, how come you didn't acknowledge this? That's why. I didn't want to randomly have spoilers for a game that people might not have played just randomly in the video. So, if you've never finished the original Luigi's Mansion, skip to the timestamp on screen right now. In the opening cutscene, and I guess technically by extension the ending cutscene, the house that Luigi is living in is no ordinary house. In the original Luigi's Mansion, depending on how much money you collected, you would get graded differently at the end of the game, and there were many different ranks that you could obtain. He is living in the new mansion you would obtain if you scored a D rank. So, let it be known that Luigi getting a D rank is now officially canon. Joke's on you, 100% speedrunner category. There's that, and there's also the fact that hanging on the wall behind Luigi's armchair is the map that Luigi received in the mail in the original Luigi's Mansion, showing him where to find the original mansion. Kind of a fun little detail. Also a little bit less spoilery. I didn't actually know this one, people pointed it out to me. The elevator scene that I love so much. The music there is the pause theme from Mario Strikers Charged, another game that Next Level Games worked on. And on that note, in the Iwata Asks interview for Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon, it is mentioned that Next Level Games was working on another project at the time that was not a Luigi's Mansion sequel, but they were merely given the word to work on a Luigi's Mansion sequel instead after their pitch didn't work out. This unsold pitch, of all things, was a 2D side-scrolling Metroid game for the 3DS. It never made it far into production, being an unsold pitch and all. There's only been one piece of concept art ever released for it. But it's still interesting nonetheless that Dark Moon began as, of all things, that. I initially thought that it began as Super Mario Spikers, but thanks to the awesome folks at Unseen64, they were able to straighten this out for me, and yeah, that's how it started. Amazing how much creative projects can change in the span of their development. I've talked about pretty much everything else in that Iwata Asks interview gradually throughout the series. This was just the last big point that I wanted to talk about. It is still a good interview. If you have not read it, definitely check it out. Iwata Asks interviews are always a joy to read. As for the game's development, some people were saying they wanted me to talk more about that as well as some beta content. And that's really the only big thing that's known that we haven't already talked about earlier. Hackers have found a folder intended for a Street Pass functionality in the files for Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon, but there doesn't seem to be any leftovers for what the Street Pass function would have been used for. I know, drat, yet another game that I can't dominate the Street Pass function of, but oh well. There are some alternate versions of musical tracks that have been found, but it's all pretty minor. I've heard talk that there might be some interesting unused content, but not much has been found. And I guess also slightly relevant, people have wanted to know more about the Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon arcade game. This is not its own separate game or anything that I'm able to play for this channel. It's just simply an on-rails remake of Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon, and it was never released outside of Japan, aside from a few Dave & Buster's locations. Again, I have no way of actually playing this game. It's not its own separate thing. It's not a canon sequel. There's not much to really say about it. And aside from that, some people have expressed wanting me to show all the money spots I didn't get, but honestly, there's so many money spots in the game that I don't think any amount of research could make absolutely sure that I got every single one of them. I'm still finding new things every time I play through this game, and every time I play through the original Luigi's Mansion for that matter. I just don't think it would really be worth it when money just doesn't do anything for us at this point. I've stated from the very beginning throughout the whole game that money just isn't that important, and I never intended on picking up every single coin from the start, so I don't feel it's overly necessary. Besides, I think we did a pretty darn good job if my ranks are to be believed. I say it like I might have forged them, but no, I did not. I guess this isn't in the game itself, but it's still something I wanted to draw attention to. The artwork. I want to show you the promotional art that they released of Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon, just on websites in various places and other promotional material, because it's good stuff. It matches the style of this game, though, but just the overall texture and really stylized look to it, it makes me want for another Luigi's Mansion on a console. This was definitely good for a portable experience, and I get that the whole mission structure was done so the game could be broken up into more bite-sized chunks so you could play it on the go. But I'd like to see another game on a console, and these visuals really sell that idea to me for what a Luigi's Mansion game could look like nowadays, because it's all so good. Just all of it is so amazing. And I guess while all these images are rolling by, because I'm sure they're still going, there's a lot of them, I just want to say that this playthrough was interesting for me. I didn't say this in the finale out of just not really wanting to bring attention away from what was going on, or possibly even bring down the mood a little bit, but the first time that I beat Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon, and heck, any playthrough before this one, I didn't really like the final battle with King Boo, and I didn't really care for the ending that much. But for whatever reason, just when I played it again this time, when you hear me complimenting the boss fight, saying that I find it exciting, that is legitimately me finding it exciting and fun for the first time. This playthrough made me actually really like the finale of the game, and I'm happy to see that. Yes, and if you're wondering if I didn't like the ending initially because of the Polterpup, yeah, it kind of was because of that, but I can't deny just the cuteness of that last moment. It's really moving. I like it a lot, and it's, again, kind of a testament to just how great the personality of this game is, and it's kind of a shame I didn't see that earlier, but I'm very glad I saw it now. Other than that, I guess, as always, thanks for watching, and I guess I'll see you back here soon for some other stuff. I don't want to give everything away. See you guys then. Oh, this moment warms my heart.
Thanks, my bro. Thanks, Mario. Oh.